right. Welcome back to yet another month ahead tarot scopes. So, if you don't know who I am, and this is maybe your first time here, I have both YouTube as well as TikTok going at the same time. So, hello, YouTube, and hello, TikTok. And what I'm going to be doing today is tarot scopes. So, for those of you who don't know, tarot scopes is when I pull sort of like a forecast for the month ahead using the tarot. And every astrology sign gets a card pull for the month ahead for what the guidance is, what's the message coming through. And so, when I pull a card, you want to be taking into consideration your sun sign, your rising sign, and if you're feeling kind of spicy and you want the emotional tea, you can also do your moon sign. So your big three. If you don't know what they are, you can always go find out using Google. There's different apps for astrology. Anyways, so last time I did Terrascopes Live, I kind of bounced around. So for the month of April, because we're looking ahead towards next month, I'm going to just go in order, starting with Aries and ending with Pisces. So keep that in mind if you're watching the recording, which, by the way, TikTok, if you need to head over and watch the recording later, you absolutely can. So, like I said, this is kind of like your forecast for the month ahead. This is what is the guidance, what is the message that you need as you move into the month of April. And so we'll go ahead and get started with Aries. So if you are an Aries sun, moon, or rising, this is going to be your card for the month of April. All right. Aries, what is the guidance that you need this month? What is the guidance and the message that Aries needs for the month of April? Oh, there goes my phone. Give me 1 second. Ain't that the way? There we go. Ain't that the way? This is Mercury retrograde, friends. I swear. Mercury retrograde, I should have expected it to come through somehow, and here we are. So, let's go ahead and get back to it. Aries. Aries, this is your card for the month of April. What is the guidance? What is the message that Aries needs to know for the month of April? What does Aries need to keep in mind as they move forward through the month of April? All right. And Aries, for you, we have 6 of Wands reversed. So Aries, this is not a time to really be loud. It's hard because you want to be able to get up on your high horse and say, okay, here I am, world. Look at me. This is what I'm doing. This is who I am. This is what I'm proud of. This is what I'm working towards. But this isn't the time for that. This is the time to be like, okay, who can I call on when I need to rally the troops? What is it that I need right now so that I can move forward in those projects? Like taking it a little slower. This isn't saying you need to completely stop what you're doing in regards to whatever your passion project is, whatever your heart is centered on, whatever goals that you have. It's not saying you can't do those things, Aries. What it's saying is you absolutely can. You have the fire and the gusto, but there's almost so much fire and so much happening that it's probably best that you kind of slow down and take into account who really has your highest and best in mind, who really is cheerleading you forward and telling you, yes, go, do the thing. And take notice of the people who are kind of questioning you, second guessing you. Maybe they don't really have your best interests in mind, and take notice of that. Take notice of how people are making you feel around this thing as you slow down, as you pause. Aries, this is a time to reflect before you react and move forward. All right, Aries, I hope that helps. If you're an Aries and you're in the chat, let me know if that resonated. On to Taurus next. Taurus, What is the card? What is the guidance for Taurus in the month of April? What is it that Taurus needs? What is the guidance? What is the message coming through for Taurus in the month of April? All right, Taurus, for you in the month of April, your card, beautiful. We have 5 of Cups. All right, Taurus. In a similar vein of slowing down, this is you slowing down, but not because you want to, but because things are kind of forcing you to slow down right now. Things are kind of telling you, okay, like don't count all your eggs before they've hatched. Don't get ahead of yourself because it's best to focus on the things that you have currently right now instead of focusing on the things that coulda, woulda, shoulda. You got to let go of the coulda, woulda, shouldas because that's just hurting your own feelings, Taurus. A lot has happened. A lot has happened, and that energy is still going to be processing. Like you're still going to be digesting and processing all that energy and all that stuff that you have gone through. It's going to be continuing through the month of April. And that's not a bad thing. Sitting with how you feel is so important right now, Taurus. For you, the month of April is all about processing the feelings and feeling your feelings, Taurus. Like really allowing yourself to be like, oh, that really hurts. Oh, that really didn't make me feel great. And it's okay if it sucks and it hurts, Taurus, because this is the time for you to sit with it and say, I'm going to allow myself to feel those feelings of anger, of resentment, of whatever it is that you feel, because you're valid and you're justified to feel those things. What you don't want to do is push them all down. What you don't want to do is try to push yourself forward and kind of going back to that idea of like counting all your eggs before they've hatched and being like, it's fine, like it's going to be great. It's going to be great because you don't want to keep accidentally re-wounding, opening up those wounds that are still trying to heal because it's almost like you're pushing yourself too hard for greater expectations. And it's okay to push yourself for great things, Taurus. But let yourself feel the discomfort and pain and know that just because it's uncomfortable right now, just because it hurts right now, it doesn't mean, Taurus, that it's going to last the entire time. As a matter of fact, the month of April for you, Taurus, is about finding the things that do bring you joy so you can heal those moments of grief, of sadness, of anger, of whatever it is that's coming up for you, whatever those feelings are, allowing yourself to feel them while also being able to say, okay, that really sucks, but I'm grateful that I have XYZ things going for me right now. And I'm just going to stay focused and flow and feel those feelings. Okay, Taurus? All right, Taurus. I hope that helps you in the month of April. So again, if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign in Taurus, that was your card for the month of April. We are moving on now to Gemini. So if you have a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, you're up next. Gemini, what is the guidance? What is the message that Gemini needs right now? What is it that Gemini needs for the month of April? All right, Gemini, for the month of April, the thing that you want to keep in mind, the guidance that's coming through for you, Gemini, this month, we have Knight of Swords. Ooh, April's going to be moving fast. Oh my gosh. And I say that and there's almost like this feeling of like, oh, but things have already been moving quite fast. And they have. And they're going to keep going fast, Gemini. April is not a time for slowing down. April is a time where, Gemini, you know what you want, you know what you have to do, you've got your thoughts in order, and things are moving quickly. And that is exactly what you need to be doing the month of April, Gemini. You need to just keep going forward, and it's going to feel a little chaotic. And there may be times, Gemini, where you get kind of split, where you're like, okay, things are going really fast, and I'm having a hard time. My thoughts are kind of running away with me. Do your best to allow the wind in your sails to keep moving you forward without the anxiety, without the overthinking. Because it's almost like things are going so fast, so quickly through the month of April for you, Gemini, that there's a part of you that starts to second guess everything, whether it's good things or bad things that are happening. And so your mind wants to run away with itself. So do your best to just allow the momentum to be, because this is something that you cannot control. It is something that is happening, and you have to be able to make use of it. Again, like the wind in your sails, you're just, all right, you know what? This is happening, and I'm going to just keep going with it, and I'll see how this plays out. And I'm going to try not to overthink it. I'm going to try my best to just be present with it and just try not to get anxious about it, because it is a bit chaotic, Gemini, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Just because something is really active and moving very, very fast, it doesn't mean that it's going to fly back into your face. The only time that that's going to become a problem is if you let your anxious mind, your overthinking mind, try to control this thing that's happening, this situation that's happening. Again, it's like trying to control the wind. You can let it carry you forward in your sails, but at a certain point, you have to just be like, okay, it's taking me where it's going to take me. And that's okay. So, Gemini, whether you're a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, I hope this resonates with you for the month of April. I hope it brings a little bit of clarity. I know things are a little unclear right now because it's so like fast paced, but just keep doing what you're doing. All right. So we've done Aries, we've done Taurus, we've done Gemini. We are on to Cancer. Cancer, what is the guidance coming through for Cancer for the month of April? What does Cancer need to know? What is the guidance coming through for Cancer? Cancer, what do you have going on for the month of April? What is it that you should be aware of? What is the guidance needed? So, Cancer, for you, we have Two of Swords. All right, Cancer. This is really going to be a time for you, Cancer, where you're going to be asked to, it's already a thing for you to tap into your emotions. Beautiful, wonderful. You're going to be asked to tap into those emotions. However, there's going to be a part of you that wants to overthink the emotions that come up, that wants to overthink the intuition that you have on something. So, Cancer, don't let yourself stop yourself from allowing the intuitive part of you to guide you through the month of April. There's going to be moments where you get intuitive pings throughout the month of April, Cancer, and you're going to feel drawn like, okay, hold up. I just have this really weird feeling that I need to do this thing, or I need to talk to this person, or and it's not going to feel familiar. It's going to feel like very, very deep. So throughout the month of April, Cancer, I want you to be really aware of any intuitive insights that really come through for you, and simply make a mental note of it. Just be like, okay, you know what? I had this like really weird feeling, this weird vibe, this weird intuitive pull, and I'm just going to write it down in a journal. I'm just going to make a little quick mental note of it, and then I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to try to sit and figure it out. Cancer, the month of April is not for overthinking. It really is not. It is about allowing your heart to guide you forward and to allow your thoughts to take that back seat. Now, this isn't saying don't use discernment. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of discernment, but it is saying also don't let your mind get in your own way. I hope that helps, Cancer. I hope for all my Cancers out there, I hope this really brings some clarity and some guidance for you through the month of April. So, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer all have been done so far. And if you are any of those signs that we've already done, do not worry. If you're on TikTok, you can watch it on my YouTube as a recording later. So we're going to be moving on to Leo. So real quick, before I get into Leo, for anyone who's curious, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck for this tarot scope reading. So, if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign in Leo, this is going to be your card for guidance during the month of April. So, what is it that Leo needs to know for the month of April? What energies are coming through for Leo? How can Leo navigate the month of April? What is it that's coming through? All right, my Leos, my beautiful Leos. Oh, Leo, we have Four of Swords. Honey, you're working too hard. Leo, you are such a fireball. When are you going to take a break, Leo? I'm saying this because I'm also a Leo. So this is, I feel this. Leo, the month of April is really an invitation to rest. If you are feeling tired, Leo, rest. It's okay to take a break. Yes, you are fiery, you are passionate, you are the go getter that wants to get things done. But, Leo, if you have to take a moment to take a breather, physically, mentally, emotionally, do what you need to do to replenish yourself, Leo. That doesn't mean that you're giving up on the goal, Leo. It doesn't mean that you're giving up on the dream. It's still there, it's still active. You can still daydream about it and think of all your goals, but you have been burning the midnight oil. You've been burning the candle at both ends, Leo, and you cannot keep going like this. You have to take a moment to rest. So, Leo, for the month of April, you're really being called to slow down a little bit. Trust that you still have the passion and the goal and the drive to get the thing done, to do whatever it is that you're dreaming of, but that you can also give yourself permission to rest and slow down and say, okay, I can only manage to achieve that dream that I have, that goal, that daydream I have, whatever that may be. I can still achieve that, but I can only do that if I recharge my batteries. Okay, Leos, please, Leo, take that break. Do what you need to do to refill your cup before you move forward. I hope this resonated with my Leos out there. If it did, let me know. I feel it as a Leo, as a fellow Leo. So, we have done Aries, we have done Taurus, we have done Gemini, we have done Cancer, and we just finished up with Leo, and we are moving on to Virgo. If you are a Virgo sun, moon, or rising sign, this one is for you. This is your guidance for the month of April, Virgo. What is it that Virgos need to keep in mind for the month of April? What is it that Virgo needs as they move through the month of April? Virgos, your card, Virgo, for the month of April, we have, let's see. Okay, Virgo. We also have Six of Wands reversed. We got this card earlier. I forget if it was Aries or Taurus who had it, but let me tap into this energy specifically for you, Virgo, because this doesn't feel quite exactly the same as when we talked about it earlier in the evening. For you, Virgo, this feels way more like, oh my gosh, there's like a part of me that feels so nervous to be there, to do the thing, to be seen. Like it's such a desperate, like, I have to do it. I have to do it. And this is really like everything around you is like preventing that from happening. That's what it feels like for you, Virgo. And it's really frustrating because there's a part of you that so desperately wants to be able to make the achievement, make the goal, do the dang thing. But it feels like almost like there are life situations or relationships that pop off throughout the month of April that can feel like it's hindering you on your path. And what's important to know, Virgo, is that it's not hindering you on your path so much as it is a invitation to kind of like stop and reflect for a little bit. This is still very much like, okay, you're still moving forward. That's not stopping, Virgo. It's just if you find roadblocks, you find ways around them. And the way that you find ways around those roadblocks, Virgo, is to get assistance because there's almost like a part of you, Virgo, again, going back to the energy I felt when I pulled this card, which is like, I have to do this. I have to overcome. I have to succeed. And it's like, yes, yes, darling, you absolutely can succeed and overcome it. But sometimes you need friends and you need help. You need someone who's been there who can kind of navigate that with you and kind of help you get through it and navigate. Oh, okay, okay, hold on. You may not have been able to see the pothole in the road, but your friend did. And your friend's going to help you kind of figure that out and move through it. So, Virgo, if you have been through it lately and you've been charging forward full steam ahead, beautiful. Just know that April is going to be an invitation of taking note of what's ahead of you and asking and calling on friends. All right, Virgo, I hope this helps you, Virgo. I hope it brings you some guidance through the month of April. So, hi there. What about people who are born on a cusp? I would say if you're born on a cusp, use them both. I personally don't use cusps, but if you have sun, moon, or rising sign in either Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, those are the signs I've already done. You can watch those over on my YouTube. But yeah, if you're like, well, I like, for example, let's say you're feeling like, well, I'm a cusp because I still resonate with both of these signs, then just go with both. Always go with what resonates with you. Like, for example, I resonate more with my rising sign than I do my sun sign. So I put a little more emphasis and focus on my rising sign whenever I do tarot scopes for myself. Um, and then someone asked, "Oh my God, where are your glasses strings from?" So, my glasses chain I actually got from Etsy. I got from an artist on Etsy. I recently made a video on TikTok showing the two different glasses chains that I have. So you can go and watch that video. I tag the artist there. So if you're interested in checking out that artist, definitely I would highly recommend them. I love these. All right. So we have done Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. You're welcome. So now before we move on to Libra and the rest, really quick, you can check out my Patreon. I have a Patreon if you're interested in this kind of content. I have stuff coming out every month on Patreon, from monthly magical workshops, Q&As, as well as additional free content. A lot of my free content, YouTube, is over on my TikTok. And for my TikTok people, I also have my podcast, which you can watch over on my YouTube, but you can listen to my podcast anywhere. My podcast is called the Oracle Parlor Podcast. And YouTube and TikTok. I have a YouTube and a TikTok. I have an Instagram. I have a Blue Sky. I do these tarot scopes at the end of every single month. So the last week of every month, I come on here onto live and I pull some tarot cards for all the astrology signs. And if you miss the live, you can watch the recording over on YouTube. So, with that being said, let's go forward with Libra. All right, Libra, you've been patient. Let's see what is the guidance for Libra. So, just a quick reminder, if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign in Libra, this will be your card that gives you the forecast for the month of April. So, what is the guidance that Libra needs for the month of April? What message, what guidance is coming through for Libra? What is it that Libra needs to know for the month of April? Libra, your card. Let's see, Libra. We have 8 of Swords. Okay, Libra. This is a time where April's going to feel kind of funky. I'm not going to lie. April's going to be a time of navigating. And it's funny because every sign so far that we've pulled cards for, this has really been the theme. So I feel like this is going to be a big thing for everyone in the month of April, is navigating slowly and trusting yourself. Because yes, Libra, it's all about Trusting yourself will get you through those times that in the month of April will feel really, really frustrating. You're going to hit moments in April where you may feel stuck and you may feel like your brain is just constantly on a feedback loop of like playing back all the things that have gone wrong or could go wrong. And it's really annoying because it starts to make you feel stuck. Libra, you may be feeling as if April is pinning you in and pinning you down. But the thing is that's not really what's going on. It just seems that way. And the way to navigate that and move through it with ease is to pause and ask yourself, okay, how can I trust myself to navigate this situation, Libra? How can you tap into your intuitive knowing to get through those frustrating moments of uncertainty, of overthinking? Because it's really just almost like an illusion. There's an illusion of I'm stuck, I can't do this, I'm so tired. And like those are valid feelings, but at a certain point, you cannot allow those things to prevent you from moving forward and doing what you want or need to do, Libra. So, as difficult as it may be, you have to be able to trust yourself this month, Libra, and say, I trust myself to know what's best for me. I trust myself to be able to navigate this situation with ease. And if I fall down, if I scrape my knee, all right, I'll be okay. I'll get back up. I'll keep moving forward because I trust myself to continue to stay strong. So Libra, 8 of Swords was your cup for the month of April. Libra, I hope this helps. I hope it brings you guidance and the message that you need to navigate the month ahead. So, welcome. If you're just now joining, we are doing tarot scopes. We are on to Scorpio. So, Scorpio, this one is for you. This is your card ahead, Scorpio, for the month of April. So, what is it that Scorpio needs to know for the month of April? What is the guidance? What is the message coming through for Scorpio? How can Scorpio best navigate the month of April? And Scorpio, before I pull your card, just a reminder that this is for Scorpio sun, moon, or rising. So if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign in Scorpio, then this card is your guidance card for the month of April. You can think of it as sort of like a forecast. So 9 of Wands reversed. Scorpio. Oh my gosh. Lately, it had really been feeling like you've been banging your head up against the wall, and you're going to be able to start moving beyond that. You're going to finally be able to say, all right, I don't have to keep focusing on this one thing, this one thing, this one thing, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. You've been doing that long enough. April is all about finally you've taken time to rest up. There's been time for you to smash through the wall and it's that's it. Okay, that sounds really confusing. Let me back it up. You have finally entered this moment through the month of April. You'll be able to move beyond those barriers that felt like they were really frustrating, that you kept banging your head up against a wall. There, that makes more sense. But the fact that I had such a hard time saying that, see, I always take these things into consideration in my readings. It may still be a little confusing for you, though. It's almost like you were banging your head against that wall so much lately that, okay, finally you're beyond the wall, but it's almost like, now what? Now what? How do I? And it kind of feels like you're stumbling or tripping because as I'm talking, I haven't felt this way at all tonight, but now I'm at your card and I feel tongue tied and I feel like I'm tripping over my words. So for you, Scorpio, it's about realizing it's okay if you feel a little confused and lost right now. You got past the barrier. It's going to take a little bit of time to kind of get your footing again. It's going to take a little bit of time to get balanced again, right? because you had been spending so much time hammering away at this thing and trying to move beyond it. And now that you're beyond it, it feels a little discombobulating, right? It feels a little like dizzying because it's like, wait, hold on. Where's the path forward? But that's just it, Scorpio. You don't have to have it figured out. The fact that you have overcome that thing that you had been working on, had been trying to move beyond for so long, let's celebrate the small win first before we try to figure out the next big thing, right, Scorpio? So don't be afraid to feel, don't, or I should say, don't be scared if you feel a little confused and like discombobulated in the month of April. Because the month of April is literally about just figuring that out and allowing yourself to be like, okay, I'm beyond it. I'm not really sure where I'm going, and that's okay. Because you still have the passion and the drive more so than before, because you're no longer wasting your energy on trying to get through that wall, that barrier, whatever it is that you were working on. You're beyond it now. Now you can use your energy towards something better, even if you don't know what that is yet. Even if you're still figuring that out. That's okay that you're still figuring it out, right? So, Scorpio, that is your card for the month of April. I hope that it brought you some clarity. I hope it brings you clarity throughout the month of April as you move forward. I'm going to take a swig of water because I've been talking for like 30 minutes, real quick. And we're going to move on to Sagittarius. So, we have done Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. Sagittarius, you are up next. What is it that Sagittarius needs to know for the month of April? Remember, this is for your sun, moon, or rising sign. So if you are a sun, moon, or rising in Sagittarius, then this card is your guidance for the month of April. So what is it that Sagittarius needs for the month of April? What guidance does Sagittarius need as they move through the month of April? All right, Sagittarius, your cards are not shuffling as I would like them to. And I always take that into consideration as I'm doing readings. So, Sagittarius, there we go. So, when I have a difficult time shuffling cards, as I'm preparing for a reading, I also read the shuffle sometimes. So, Sagittarius, the month of April may be a bit of a hard start for you. And when I say hard start, I'm not saying things are going to be difficult and it's going to be terrible. No, I'm saying things may be slow getting off the ground. Things may be kind of frustrating where you have to kind of like, okay, the visual that I just got is somebody trying to turn their car on and the car is just stalling out. That's what the month of April at the beginning is going to feel like. It's going to feel like you're trying to start the car and it's just not wanting to go. So, Sagittarius, with that being said, despite the bumpy start, Sagittarius, oh my gosh, the month of April is going to be so much better. It's going to be so much better. It's just that the start of the month is going to be a bit annoying. The start of the month is going to be the frustrating, like, come on, let's go. That may even be a little bit from the excitement of wanting to hurry up and just move on and do the next thing. But you have Four of Wands as your guidance card for the month of April. This is finding joy in community. Find the joy in your relationships, Sagittarius. That's your guidance for the month. And I mean, what a beautiful guidance card to get, because this is literally an invitation to connect with the people that make you feel at home, connect with people that make you feel loved, find the events, the gathering spaces, the communities that make you feel welcome and loved to your core. This is surrounding yourself with not just specific people, but within events and communities. So if there's maybe something going on, Sagittarius, that you want to maybe tap into, like, okay, I'm just going to give a random example. The month of April is when the Ren Fair starts here in Los Angeles. So like, okay, Sagittarius, maybe you're also here and you want to go to the Ren Fair. You've been thinking about an event like that where you're like, oh, I would love to go and just hang out with friends and have a good time. Sagittarius, now's the month to do that. Now's the month to go surround yourself with those people who love you, who care about you in fun settings, because this month is going to be really supportive for it. And this is an invitation to do it. So, just like a weather forecast, if I'm saying it's going to be sunny, then go make the best use out of that sunshine. Go to the beach, go have a picnic, go do something fun. That's what I'm saying. Make the best of this month, Sagittarius, by surrounding yourself with good people, good events, fun things. All right, Sagittarius, I hope that brings you a little bit of joy, a little bit of guidance. We are on to Capricorn. So if you are Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, this one is for you. What is the guidance? What is the guidance that Capricorn needs for the month of April? What is the guidance that Capricorn needs for the month of April? What guidance, what message is coming through? Okay, Capricorn. So as I'm shuffling, I'm also having that kind of fighting sensation of trying to shuffle the cards, and it's a little sticky. So that tells me that it may be a little bit, again, a little bit of a, stop and go energy for you, Capricorn, at the beginning of the month. But the card for you, we have Six of Swords reversed. Okay. So, yes, the beginning of the month is going to have a little bit of this yes, no, stop, go, on, off sort of energy. But then when it starts to flow, it starts to flow. That's what it feels like. For you, Capricorn, the month of April is a real breath of fresh air. It's finally being able to say, oh my gosh, I can finally see where I'm moving towards. I can finally breathe in deep and have clarity and a clear head. It's almost like clearing away the fog. That is the month of April for you, Capricorn. It's slowing down. Like the energy feels really slow and really tender and really gentle compared to the last few cards, which I felt were like really high energy and really intense. Yours is just like really just that sigh. So I'm feeling guided to say that Capricorn, in the month of April, do that. If you find yourself kind of like getting stressed or overwhelmed or overthinking, or maybe you just feel like, okay, this might just be helpful in the moment, do that. Just take a nice big inhale and sigh it out, because this month of April is really going to be about getting that clarity, and that clarity comes through the slowness, the meticulous, you know, we were kind of aimlessly going about it, just trying to get through it, but now it's like, all right, I'm finally navigating it. I'm finally able to clear my head and see, okay, this is the direction. These are the things, the steps I need to take, the people I need to talk to, the people who are going to help me. And it feels a bit more reassuring. It doesn't mean that the work is just going to be over, done, super easy. Like, that's not life, right? But this is about being able to move through it with way more ease. So, Capricorn, month of April, slow down, take a nice deep breath, sigh it out, and move through it with ease. So, we're on to our last two for the evening. We have Aquarius, and then we will finish with Pisces. Next month, when we come back for next month's live, we will start at Pisces and end with Aries. We will reverse the order. So, Aquarius is next. All right, Aquarius. If you have a sun, moon, or rising sign in Aquarius, this is your guidance for the month of April. So, what is it that Aquarius needs for the month of April? What guidance is coming through for Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to do for the month of April? All right, Aquarius, your card, we have Seven of Wands. All right, Aquarius, April is going to be a really interesting month. April is an invitation not to get caught up in the I have to defend myself. It's one thing to literally be in a situation where you don't have a choice and you have to defend yourself. Absolutely, of course. But what you don't want to do is get stuck in like that feeling of your blood boiling, of getting so activated that you're preparing for battle before the battle's even begun. That's what we want to avoid in the month of Aquarius, in the month of April, Aquarius. In the month of April, it's not about reaction. It's not about planning for the thing that may happen. That thing may never happen. And if you spend all month worrying, stressing, planning for the thing to happen for whatever it is, be it positive or negative. This is again, we don't want to put all of our eggs in one basket for better or for worse, because the last thing we want to do is get ourselves real riled up and real anxious and real pent up and like, I'm ready to fight. And then the fight doesn't come because if it was a positive thing you were looking forward to, it can feel disappointing. And if it was a negative thing you were looking at towards as possibly happening, then you just spent an entire month worrying for nothing. So the point of April for you, Aquarius, is not to overplan. Don't get stuck in the what ifs. Positive what ifs are fine until they become so you become so fixated on it that you can't let it go, and then it becomes an issue of control. Because instead of being like, oh my gosh, it would be so cool, like what if this happens, like, oh, that's fun, who knows, we'll see, that's one thing. But being like, oh my gosh, what if that happens, that would be so cool, it has to happen now, it has to happen, and I need it to happen, and I need, that's what we want to avoid, the need for control. Because whether it's positive or negative, getting stuck on trying to control the situation before a situation is even happening, that's not what we want. All right, Aquarius? So don't forget, Aquarius, April, just let go of that control. Don't try to force it and don't overthink it. All right? And finally, Pisces, it's your turn. Thank you, Pisces, for waiting. So, if you are a sun, moon, or rising in Pisces, this is your card for the month of April. So, what is the guidance? What is the guidance? What is the message for Pisces during the month of April? What guidance, what message does Pisces need for the month of April? Okay, Pisces, this is your guidance card for the month of April, and we have the Devil reversed. I always have to say, whether or not you have had a tarot reading before, don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. The Devil reversed is actually saying that the month of April for you, Pisces, is kind of like letting go of old habits that aren't serving you anymore, letting go of old beliefs, old ideas that have been like holding you back. My bangs are holding me back. Pisces, April is really going to be a moment for you to have the ability to walk away from things that have been really not helpful. The month of April is all about taking your power back, Pisces. It really is. It is about saying, I don't have to be shackled to this thing. I don't have to follow the rules here. And these rules are not actually like helpful and uplifting and structural. They're oppressing and pushing you down. So, Pisces, really take note of the things that have been making you feel less than. Take note of the things, and I'm sure you already have. Take note of those things so you can say, I'm drawing a freaking boundary. I am drawing the line here. This is where I say I'm done. Pisces, take your power back this April. And because this is an all April long thing, This is a slow process where throughout the month of April, you will be taking those steps towards releasing that, letting those things go, putting up and upholding those boundaries and saying, no more, I'm done. Mm-mm. All right, Pisces. All right, everyone, I should say. That is your tarot scopes for the month of April. Let me know in the comments of this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment, or actually, the comments are off on YouTube. Well, uh, leave a like, follow me on YouTube so you can rewatch the tarot scopes. I hope that the tarot scopes resonated with you. Definitely check out last month's tarot scopes and just see if those pulls resonated with you. See if it came through for you in an interesting way. Take note of those things. And then, come back and watch this video midway or at the end of the month of April and see how these readings have been playing out for you personally. So, there's your reading for the month of April. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to sign off on YouTube first. So, thank you again, YouTube. I will see you next month. All right.